The year was 1957, a year that would go down in history for African football. The world watched with bated breath as a new football tournament kicked off, one that would change the landscape of the sport on the continent forever. This wasn't just any tournament. It was a groundbreaking event that brought together nations and showcased the talent and passion of African footballers. It was the inaugural Africa Cup of Nations, a tournament that would become a cornerstone of African sports culture.
Sudan, the host nation, welcomed three pioneering teams with open arms and great enthusiasm. Egypt, Ethiopia and South Africa joined them. Excitement filled the air as these teams prepared to make history. Africa was ready to crown its first football champion, a moment that would be remembered for generations.
Egypt, led by the legendary Mohamed Diaba Diba, emerged victorious. His skill and leadership were instrumental in their success. They defeated Ethiopia in the final, a match that was as thrilling as it was historic. This victory marked the beginning of a dynasty, as Egypt would go on to become one of the most successful teams in the tournament's history. The Pharaohs announced their presence on the continental stage with authority and pride. It was a sign of things to come, a prelude to the many triumphs that lay ahead for African football. A new era in African football had begun, one that would inspire countless young athletes across the continent.
The tournament wasn't without its challenges. There were disputes, intense matches, and moments of controversy. South Africa's participation was short-lived. Their apartheid policies led to their disqualification, a decision that sent shockwaves through the sporting world. Their expulsion highlighted the political undercurrents of the time, showing how deeply intertwined sports and politics could be. This expulsion underscored the power of sports to effect change and bring attention to important social issues. It also underscored the power of sports to unite people and advocate for change, a theme that would resonate throughout the history of the Africa Cup of Nations.
Despite the early hurdles, the Africa Cup of Nations was off to a promising start. The passion and dedication of the players and fans were evident from the very beginning. The passion displayed in those early matches was palpable, setting the tone for what would become a beloved and highly anticipated tournament. It set the stage for a tournament that would captivate generations, becoming a symbol of African unity and pride. The Africa Cup of Nations was born, a tournament that would grow in prestige and importance with each passing year. It was more than just a tournament. It was a celebration of African talent, resilience, and the unifying power of sports. It was a symbol of unity, pride, and the boundless potential of African football, a legacy that continues to inspire and bring joy to millions. The early years of the Africa Cup of Nations, from 1959 to 1965, saw the emergence of football powerhouses. These formative years were crucial in setting the stage for what would become one of the most prestigious tournaments in African football. The competition was fierce, and the passion for the game was palpable, as nations vied for supremacy on the continental stage. These teams would shape the tournament's future, leaving an indelible mark on the history of African football. Their legacies would inspire countless players and fans, creating a rich tapestry of football culture that continues to thrive today.
Ghana, under the leadership of the legendary C.K. Gyamfi, quickly rose to prominence. Gyamfi's tactical acumen and inspirational leadership were instrumental in transforming Ghana into a football powerhouse. His vision for the team was clear, and his ability to motivate and strategize set Ghana on a path to greatness. They secured their first title in 1963, a momentous achievement that was celebrated with great fervor across the nation. The victory was not just a win on the field, but a symbol of national pride and unity. This win marked the beginning of a golden era for Ghanaian football. The Black Stars, as they were affectionately known, became synonymous with excellence and determination. Their success on the field was a testament to their hard work, skill, and unwavering spirit. The Black Stars, fueled by a potent attack and tactical discipline, became a force to be reckoned with. Their style of play was both entertaining and effective, earning them admiration and respect from fans and opponents alike. They successfully defended their title in 1965, defeating Tunisia in the final. This back-to-back triumph solidified their dominance in African football and showcased their ability to perform under pressure. This victory solidified their status as one of the continent's best. The celebrations that followed were a testament to the joy and pride that football brought to the people of Ghana.
During this period, Ethiopia also showcased their football prowess. The Ethiopian team, with their unique style of play and strategic approach, made significant strides in the tournament. They hosted and won the 1962 edition of the tournament, a remarkable achievement that highlighted their capabilities on the field. Hosting the tournament added an extra layer of pressure, but the Ethiopian team rose to the occasion, delivering a performance that would be remembered for years to come. This victory cemented their place as one of the pioneers of African football. Their success was a source of inspiration for many, proving that with determination and skill, any team could rise to the top.
The early years of the AFCON were characterized by fierce competition and the birth of rivalries. These rivalries added an extra layer of excitement to the tournament, as teams battled not just for victory, but for pride and honor. These rivalries would shape the tournament for decades to come, creating a rich history of memorable matches and unforgettable moments. The passion and intensity of these early encounters set the tone for the future of the Africa Cup of Nations. The tournament also served as a platform for African nations to showcase their talent on the world stage. It was an opportunity for players to demonstrate their skills, and for teams to prove their mettle against the best in the continent. Players like Ghana's Osei Kofi and Ethiopia's Mengistu Worku became household names. Their performances on the field were nothing short of spectacular, earning them a place in the annals of African football history. They inspired generations of young footballers across the continent. These legends showed that with talent, hard work, and determination, it was possible to achieve greatness.
The Africa Cup of Nations was rapidly gaining recognition as a breeding ground for footballing excellence. The tournament's growing popularity was a testament to the quality of football being played and the passion of the fans. As a breeding ground for footballing excellence, the AFCON provided a stage for emerging talents to shine and for established stars to cement their legacy. The tournament's impact on African football was profound, shaping the future of the sport on the continent. The period between 1968 and 1980 marked a significant period of expansion. The Africa Cup of Nations grew from a small 4-team tournament to an 8-team event. This expansion reflected the growing popularity of football across the continent. It also provided more nations with a chance to compete for the coveted trophy.
The format of the tournament also evolved. A qualification phase was introduced in 1968. This change added another layer of excitement to the competition. It ensured that only the best teams in Africa would make it to the finals.
This era witnessed the rise of new champions. Dr. Congo, then known as Zaire, announced their arrival as a force in African football. They won the tournament twice, in 1968 and 1974. Their flamboyant style of play captivated fans across the continent.
Sudan also claimed their second AFCON title in 1970. The Cranes of Uganda made their first appearance in the final in 1978. Despite losing to Ghana, their performance signaled the emergence of East African football.
The Africa Cup of Nations was evolving into a more competitive and unpredictable tournament. It captivated audiences with moments of brilliance. Section 4. A continent celebrates legendary performances and unforgettable moments from 1982 to 1990. This era was marked by a series of exhilarating matches, unforgettable goals, and the rise of football legends who would leave an indelible mark on the sport. The 1980s witnessed a series of unforgettable moments in AFCON history. It was a decade where the passion for football reached new heights, and the tournament became a stage for showcasing the immense talent present across the continent.
Cameroon, led by the enigmatic Roger Milla, made their first final appearance in 1984. Milla's charisma and skill on the field captivated fans and inspired a generation of young footballers. Despite losing to Cameroon on penalties, their performance marked the beginning of their rise as a continental powerhouse. This match was a turning point, signaling the arrival of Cameroon as a formidable force in African football. Their performance marked the beginning of their rise as a continental powerhouse. The team's resilience and determination set the stage for future successes and inspired other nations to elevate their game.
The 1986 tournament in Egypt saw the emergence of Morocco as a force to be reckoned with. The Atlas Lions showcased their tactical prowess and attacking flair, making a significant impact on the tournament. The Atlas Lions, inspired by the goal-scoring exploits of Badou Zaki and Aziz Boudourbala, lifted the trophy for the first time in their history. Their journey to the top was filled with thrilling matches and unforgettable moments. Their victory was a testament to their tactical discipline and attacking flair. The team's success was celebrated across Morocco, and their triumph remains a proud moment in the nation's football history.
Cameroon, under the guidance of coach Claude Leroy, finally broke their AFCON duck in 1988. Leroy's strategic acumen and leadership were instrumental in guiding the team to victory. Led by Milla, who came out of international retirement to lead his country to glory, the indomitable Lions displayed remarkable skill and determination throughout the tournament. The indomitable Lions defeated Nigeria in a thrilling final. The match was a showcase of high-quality football, with both teams giving their all in pursuit of the coveted trophy. Milla's 4 goals in the tournament, including 2 in the final, cemented his status as an African football legend. His performances were a source of inspiration and joy for fans across the continent.
The 1990 edition of the tournament, held in Algeria, saw the hosts lift the trophy for the first time. The atmosphere in the stadiums was electric, with fans passionately supporting their teams. The Desert Foxes, spearheaded by Rabah Medjer and Jamel Menad, captivated the home crowd with their attacking brand of football. Their skillful play and strategic brilliance were on full display throughout the tournament. Their victory over Nigeria in the final sparked jubilant celebrations across the nation. The streets of Algeria were filled with joyous fans, celebrating their team's historic achievement and the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. Section 5, North African Dominance, New Power Dynamics, from 1992 to 2000. The 1990s saw a shift in power dynamics within African football. North African teams, led by Egypt and Nigeria, emerged as the dominant forces.
Egypt, eager to reclaim their place at the pinnacle of African football, ended their 38-year wait for an AFCON title in 1998. Led by the talismanic Hossam Hassan, the Pharaohs defeated South Africa in the final. Announcing their return to the continental stage with a bang, their victory marked the beginning of a period of dominance for Egyptian football.
Nigeria, on the other hand, experienced a roller coaster of emotions during this period. They were disqualified from the 1996 tournament due to political interference. However, the Super Eagles bounced back in style. They won the 1994 edition, defeating Zambia in the final. This win solidified their status as a continental powerhouse.
The Super Eagles then went on to achieve a historic feat. They co-hosted the 2000 AFCON with Ghana. They reached the final once again. This time, they faced Cameroon. After a tense penalty shootout, Nigeria emerged victorious. This victory cemented their place as one of the most successful teams in AFCON history.